Hey, Bobby Manning here, Noah Dalzell alongside, and we are just 5 days at this point, I believe, here on Wednesday from the Celtics and the Magic getting going in that first round series. We previewed it last night on the Garden Report, but we'll get Noah's take for the first time here. I'm trying to think of three things that could potentially hurt the Celtics in this series. You know, things that might concern you about the Magic, things that could be challenges for Boston in this series. I obviously have a ton because I actually like this Magic team quite a bit. I think they match up well with the Celtics, but when you look at the matchup and how Orlando could compete with Boston here, what do you look to?
I think the biggest thing is their defense and their ability to take away threes. Everybody knows that's the Celtics' bread and butter, and so they're going to have to go to other things. They have really good individual defenders. If I have to just speak anecdotally, like I think Jonathan Isaac's one of the few guys that I've seen give Tatum like real trouble in stints, and so that's the number one thing is they're going to have to find ways to still get their three-point attempts, high and kind of combat what the Magic do best. And this was the series that I felt like if there was a team that was going to challenge them in the first round, this one was going to be the one over Atlanta. Still have the utmost confidence in the Celtics team coming away with the victory in the first round, but it's going to be a hard-fought battle. They're a physical, long, athletic team.
I worry about the physicality too. Is it going to bruise the Celtics? Can you get out of this series healthy, I think? Everyone thinks they're going to win this series, but you got to be able to escape this one intact, which you remember the Cavs last year coming out of that first round against Orlando. They weren't in that place, and that's where I'll go with the fouling. The Magic foul a ton, and the Celtics don't draw many free throws, so which direction is that going to lean in here? Magic also draw the most fouls per game in the league, so is the
Celtics limited. I don't know if you saw this, but the Celtics have broke the record for fewest free throw attempts by an opponent in NBA history. So it's what the Magic do well to bait opponents. The Celtics are not going to fall into it as much either.
Yeah, and so then you look at the threes. Celtics, and Matt Moore sent this to me, 3 of their lowest 5 three-point attempt totals in a game this year came against the Magic, those first 2 games that they split. You mentioned it earlier, but can they get by without the 3 in this series? They might have to. The Magic only allowed 31 three-point attempts per game, which is number 1 in the league.
Yeah, and they're going to find ways to circumnavigate that. I'm sure that's one of the top priorities right now. And nobody really said a whole lot of practice today, which is what you'd expect. If you're ever going to be tight-lipped, it's going to be literally when all the questions are about the opponent you're about to face in a playoff series. But I think that's the number 1 thing that they're going to focus on.
And what's your feeling right now? I won't put it in stone. You could change it on Friday.
I can throw out my prediction. Nothing's going to change here over the next few days. We're not going to learn a whole lot more. But I have Celtics in 5. I think they take care of this one. It's going to be hard for me to pick a series to go 6 when last year they never won 6, and I don't think that this Magic team is better than any team they faced last year. So I'll give the Magic a game. They'll probably win one of the 2 at home, and I think the Celtics close it out at 5. As we've become accustomed to them seeing, I can't even picture having to go back to a city for Game 6, but that's what I'm going to lock in right now.
Porzingis said it today. It's going to be harder this time around. I think it starts now. I think people are going to be surprised with how tough the Magic are against them, and that's why I'm leaning 6. Again, I might change that by Friday by our season preview, but that's where I'm leaning right now. So Noah Dalzell, I'm Bobby Manning. Still another practice to go here on Saturday. We'll have coverage of that before Game 1 on Sunday, which is now scheduled 3:30. Game 1 on Sunday. So we will have coverage of the start of the NBA playoffs here on CLNS Media. Celtics All Access full series preview with the full Garden Report crew coming to in the coming days here. So check out that, as well as Noah's coverage over on Celtics Blog and SB Nation, and You Got Boston. New episode out tonight as well, so go check that out. I'm Bobby Manning. This has been a practice report here for CLNS Media.
The Garden Report is brought to you by Prize Picks and the Game Time app.